This is the coolest home miner I've seen in a while. It's the FluMiner L2, and don't worry, you won't catch a cold from it. It's a high-fidelity Bluetooth speaker, and it mines Dogecoin. And funny enough, that's exactly what you're hearing right now, coming out of this miner's speaker. And what exactly is the FluMiner L2? Well, it's essentially two devices in one. It's a crypto mining rig and high-quality speaker all in one. It's a Scrypt miner for LTC, plus Doge, plus Bells, plus a bunch of other coins being merge mined at 1.2 gigahash per second. What makes it special, though, is that it's built into a retro-style Bluetooth speaker, so it doesn't look or sound like a noisy mining machine at all. It looks more like a fancy home speaker than a miner, so it will blend in perfectly on a shelf or table in your home. It has a metallic gold-colored front grille and brown leather wrapping around the sides and top, complete with control knobs and even a carrying handle on top. It's also fairly compact. It's 12.6 inches by 6.3 by 6.3 inches and 13.2 pounds. Or for the rest of the world, about 32 centimeters by 16 by 16 centimeters, weighing 6 kilograms. It's roughly the size of a shoebox. And on top of the unit, you have knobs for volume, treble, bass, some retro-style switches for power and track control, and you can pair your phone or laptop via Bluetooth. It typically shows up as a device name like FL88, and then you can play music through it like any other Bluetooth speaker. And I think the sound quality is pretty good too. You can actually find just the speaker by itself for about $200 without the miner inside. What FluMiner does is they use those speakers and then install the miners into them. Now, as a miner, inside that speaker chassis is a real Scrypt ASIC miner board, complete with heat sinks, a cooling fan, and a built-in power supply. The hash rate is 1.2 gigahash per second, and it consumes about 280 watts of power at full blast while mining. But to put that in perspective, 280 watts might even be less than your typical high-end gaming PC under load. It's way less power usage than big crypto miners, which can use well over 3,000 watts. This also means it doesn't produce insane heat or noise. The efficiency is about 0.23 joules per megahash, which actually makes it one of the most efficient Scrypt miners out there right now, even compared to some of the bigger industrial rigs. It mines Litecoin, Dogecoin, Bellscoin simultaneously thanks to merge mining. You'll typically mine LTC with merge Doge rewards. Some pools also support Bellscoin and other Scrypt coins, but profitability is mainly Doge driven. And from that pool of other Scrypt-based coins, there are 16 plus different ones like Digibyte, Verge, Pepe Coin, New York Coin, and even one called Junk Coin, just to name a few. But right now, the most profitable by far is Doge. The key point here is it's a real miner capable of earning crypto, but it is disguised as a home electronics device. And setting it up is pretty straightforward. You just plug it into any wall outlet. It supports standard 110 up to 230 volts, so no special power needed. And you can either connect it via Ethernet or join your home Wi-Fi network. And to start mining, you access the L2's interface via a web browser on your phone or PC, similar to logging into your router. It's a one-time setup that only takes a couple of minutes. After that, the device will automatically start mining, and you can forget about it. It's pretty much plug-and-play crypto mining. So why is this thing a great fit for your home? Well, if you've ever seen or heard a traditional crypto ASIC miner, you know how loud, hot, and not at all home-friendly they can be. They usually sound like a vacuum cleaner and look like an ugly metal box. Definitely not something you keep in your living room. The FluMiner L2 is designed specifically for home and personal use. And it's pretty quiet, rated around 40 decibels on the lower end, up to 50 decibels at its loudest. And to give you context, 40 decibels is like a quiet library or running a laptop fan. It's basically background hum. Now, it is not silent though. It is very quiet. I do wish it was actually silent, but I guess it needs to move a bit of air to keep the miner cool. And at 280 watts, the L2 doesn't draw much power. It's not going to spike your electricity bill like crazy. And also importantly, it doesn't run hot like a space heater. The device has safeguards in it, so if it ever gets extremely hot, say you accidentally shoved it in a closed cabinet or something, it will shut down to protect itself. But it also blends in with home decor with its retro speaker look. It doesn't have blinking industrial lights or exposed cables. Instead, it has that vintage speaker grille and leather finish. You could put it on a shelf, TV stand, or kitchen counter, and it would not look out of place. And as I mentioned, the L2 supports Wi-Fi connectivity in addition to Ethernet. Most miners have only wired networks. So here with Wi-Fi, you have the freedom to place it wherever a signal is good enough. You can have it in the living room today, then maybe tomorrow you move it to the kitchen or your office if you want music there. No no cables to replug except for the power. And again, let's not forget, it is a real speaker. I think the audio quality is pretty good considering the size of it. FluMiner equipped it with a hi-fi audio chip and premium speaker drivers, so it does deliver clear sound with nice bass and treble, all of which are adjustable. During my testing so far, music playback was smooth, and you wouldn't even know that a crypto miner was working inside while you're using it as a speaker. The device doesn't make any weird noises or anything while playing it as a speaker. The mining doesn't interfere with the speaker function, except for generating a bit of fan noise, which is very easily drowned out by the music. I think most people will forget this thing is a crypto miner, and that's why I like this thing so much. Most home miners are just that, miners. This is one that you don't mind having in your house where people can see it because it's got that great look and dual functionality as a speaker. I think maybe most importantly, this thing is beginner friendly. You don't need to be a tech guru to use it. The initial setup, finding its IP address, and entering the pool info is fully explained step by step and only needs to be done once. And after that, essentially it runs by itself. FluMiner has mentioned plans for a mobile app or mobile friendly interface to let you monitor hash rate, temps, and earnings from your phone, but as of right now it has been fully confirmed to be released. But even without an app, you can still access the web dashboard from your phone's browser, so you're not stuck at your PC. And I think all these things are what make the FluMiner L2 an interesting home miner. So at this point you might be thinking, this sounds cool, this sounds awesome, but how much money does this thing actually make? Okay, well let's talk numbers. The FluMiner L2 is mining Scrypt coins, so Litecoin, Dogecoin, Bellscoin, and other ones, with most of the profit coming from Doge. So how much you earn will depend on the current market prices of those coins and the network difficulty. But as of right now, here's what the L2 earns. With a hash rate of 1.2 gigahash per second on Scrypt and at roughly a 10 cents per kilowatt hour electric rate, the L2 mines roughly $1.20 per day in profit, or about $400 a year. If Doge hits the $1 mark, and I think that's a very easy target for it to hit this bull run, well then the L2 would earn about $4 a day, or $1,500 a year in profits. Of course, this all assumes the network difficulty stays the same, which it won't, but it will still be way more profitable than it is today if that does happen. Of course, you can estimate the earnings for yourself by checking a site like miningnow.com or whattomine.com. If you check those though, you will only see the L2 1 gigahash version, which is an older, slightly lower spec one. So you can just take those earnings you see and bump them up by 20% to estimate the earnings for the 1.2 gigahash version that I'm showing this video. So in case you're interested in buying, the retail price on this is $629. But if you use my discount code, your friend Andy, you get $30 off. And I will leave a link in the description to ASL Miner where you can buy it. That's who sent over this unit for me to test out. For that price, you get the full unit with the built-in power supply and everything. It's ready to run and mine out of the box. It also comes with a 6-month manufacturer warranty on the hardware. Now, I do really like this device, but it's not a sure thing. It does have downsides, so let's talk about that. At its current level of profitability, you are well over a year before you make all your money back if the price of Doge doesn't change. Of course, if Doge does hit that $1 mark or higher, your device could pay for itself in just a few months instead of a year plus, especially if you mine a stack now and hold it for the bull run. While the L2 is very quiet, it is not completely silent. If you're expecting zero sound, just know there is a low fan noise when it's mining, like a gentle whirl. 280 watts of heat is modest, but it will still warm up a small room over many hours if you don't have the AC running or air circulating or it's not cold outside. Now in wintertime, it's a perk. You get heat out of it while you make money from it. Being a relatively new miner, the long-term durability hasn't been proven over many years yet, but FluMiner has a pretty good record so far. If the speaker component fails, you still have a miner, just no sound. If the miner fails, well then you still have a kind of expensive speaker. I really think the value comes from framing it as buying a compact miner plus a nice speaker. Since the speaker itself is worth about $200, the miner is an even better value proposition if you're wanting a speaker anyway. And again, there will be links below so you can check out the machine. Now, if you're interested in mining Doge even more seriously, well then watch this video. I cover how I've been investing in Doge mining machines lately and exactly why I think this will pay off pretty big in the near future. Goodbye.